So we're going to talk now about living by faith one day at a time. One day at a time. We all have faith, but it's up to us where we put it. We've talked about that. Maybe you weren't with us every day this week, but we talked about that earlier. God hath dealt unto every man the measure of faith. You have faith. Maybe you only have a little weak faith because you haven't been using your faith. You all have muscle, but if you haven't been using your muscle, then you just have a little tiny muscle. Maybe your muscle is so tiny that you can't even see it, but it's there. And if you start exercising it and working it, pretty soon that muscle will grow. There's a law of use. You use it or you lose it. And you know, if you work out on a regular basis with weights and you've built up muscle, they say it only takes 3 weeks before you start losing that muscle. That's why you need to stay strong with God all the time, not just try to get strong when you have a problem. God hath dealt unto every man the measure of your faith. But let's ask this question again that we ask on the first day. Where is your faith? Is your faith in your boss, in your paycheck, your friends, your family, your bank account? Or is your faith in God? Let your faith be in the power of God, not in the wisdom of man. 1 Corinthians 2:5, so that your faith might not rest on human wisdom, but on God's power. Live by faith. Just get up in the morning and release your faith. God, I trust you today to take care of me. I can't do anything right without you. Apart from you, I can do nothing. I've been in this television studio thousands and thousands of times. And I've taught messages like this thousands and thousands of times over the 45 years I've been teaching the Word. But don't think for 1 minute that I came here today without leaning and relying on God, without putting my faith in Him, because I did not. Proud people think that they can do something by themselves, but the humble man knows that apart from God, he can do nothing. Hebrews 10:38 says, but the just man shall live by faith. And if he draws back and shrinks in fear, my soul has no pleasure or delight in him. Now that doesn't mean that God stops loving you or that He's displeased with you in every area, but He doesn't like fear. Because fear is the devil's way of controlling us. When we fear, we're putting faith in what the devil says. God wants us to put faith in what He says. You say, well, Joyce, it's hard. I have people tell me that all the time. Well, it's just hard. It's hard. Well, sure, it's challenging to believe something you don't see, but that's what faith is. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of things we don't see. So real faith must be something really amazing because it's evidence. It's like you've got it in here. You have things like that. You have things in your heart. You've got it in your heart. You may not have it in the natural, but you've got it in your heart. And if you keep it in your heart, you stay in agreement with God, you keep being obedient to Him, it'll come out into the natural.
We hope you enjoyed this teaching. To get more from Joyce, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing.